March 27th. Is that right? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Annie, take it away.
All right. It looks like online we have Cheryl Hartman, Chet Krauser, Christina DeWar, Alicia Buckholz, Melissa Fisher, and Missoula Current. And in 206, we have Commissioners Strohmeyer and Vero, Chris Lounsbury, Allison France, Carrie Power, Ann Hughes, Brenda Davis, Maddie Scott, Annie Kathy, and Brian West himself.
Okay, thank you. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda? Moving on to the consent agenda.
It's so good we have the consent agenda. Let's streamline this item.
Anything you want to discuss?
First time I would approve. I would move we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, second. Any further discussion or public comment? Okay, all in favor? Aye. We don't have any action items. My gosh, we've got a lot of people here for a very brief meeting. Correspondence, letter to BLM.
And Chet is on
Okay.
this item.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. This is a letter of support for a Bureau of Land Management acquisition. And just to kind of remind you of the process that the BLM has been involved with for a while. These are some of the former commercial timberlands that TNC acquired back, gosh, probably around 2015. The BLM's been working with the Blackfoot Challenge and other community efforts to identify public acquisition opportunities. So this is just the latest in the
latest in the loss of Chet.
Lost you, Chet.
yay.
Yeah, we lost
Oh,
you
are
for
you there?
like the last 15 seconds.
You were just saying the latest something.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I think I must have jumped to a Wi-Fi signal. So this is the latest in a number of BLM acquisitions in the Blackfoot. This one in particular is a 17,000 acre acquisition that's in the Twin and Gold Creeks area of the lower Blackfoot. And I don't know if you caught this, but there've been a number of EAs that the BLM has done to kind of evaluate the acquisition process for their work in the Blackfoot over time. Going back to about 2015, there were some early community conversations. The letter of support talks about things that we've expressed in previous letters, like the collaborative management approach, working with the tribes, the importance of the lands to local communities for all purposes, whether it's working lands, recreation, wildlife habitat, et cetera. So again, this is it's somewhat familiar in terms of continuing to support BLM acquisition work.
Thank you. Anything else? Hope the bonefish are behaving themselves.
Boy, are you? Not you.
I don't know. I have no idea where he is.
I am here. I'm actually at the courthouse. I have another meeting to run into down with OEM. So I'm just I'm downtown. You could probably look out the window almost and see me, but
That's
I'll tell you
Fish in the
both.
courthouse?
Yeah, that's why.
No, there aren't.
Sharks?
Yes, I'll tell you bonefish stories another time, Juan.
Legislative. Thanks, Chad. Legislative
You bet.
update.
Yeah, so I don't have a ton to cover for you guys this morning. Just a quick update on one of the property tax bills, SB 90. SB 90, in case you don't remember, and I don't know why you would at this point, is the bill that moves money from rental cars and bed tax to use as property tax relief through a distribution mechanism that we don't need to cover today. It was originally opposed by the business community, which is now actually in support of the bill. They have moved from taking the money away from the grants that funded tourism districts and are now taking the money that goes into the state general fund from that in SB 90.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, so the way the bed tax and tax on rental cars works is a portion of it goes to fund tourism grants through the Department of Commerce, and a portion goes to the state's general fund. And so originally they were they were taking the entirety of that, and now they have carved out the piece that goes to the tourism grants section, the part that goes to the Department of Commerce. So they are only taking the general fund piece of that. So that bill has gone from pretty significant opposition in the business community to the business community now being in support of that bill. So that's where we are on SB 90, which is one of the two property tax bills that's still left alive
How
for
does the
property tax relief.
distribution work on that one?
So the distribution is a complex formula that basically, that's why I said I wasn't gonna, so basically, the way it works is,
I can refine my question.
yeah, that's okay. I was gonna say, so, and I'm pulling this a little bit from memory because the formula isn't our piece of it because it's distributed by the state, but in essence, what it does is it takes the money, divides it up, and then sends each county a check for the amount that it is entitled to based off the taxable values of the homes. And it's any home now under $2 million that would qualify for this percentage offset. And so it's a whole bunch of complicated math, largely done by DOR for us. And basically think of it kind of like the entitlement share where it comes in and then comes off of the total amount we'd levy. So everybody's taxes would be reduced based off the fact that we would be levying fewer mills based off the distribution of the formula. But it's a complex formula that's tied to both population and property values. And I'm not going to attempt
Okay, so
to,
it's not just what we collect in Missoula County comes right back to Missoula
No.
County.
because it's distributed
Yeah.
across the state. Yeah. So as opposed to, otherwise it would have a disproportionate impact in larger communities.
So where is this in the process? Has it?
It's already passed one chamber, so this is an amendment that happened in the House, so it will, assuming it gets passed on the House floor, it will go back for concurrence in the Senate. And then to the governor.
And they're waiting for executive action on House taxation. Past the Senate. It's heard in the House.
Quick update on House Bill 2, which is the main budget bill. Those sections of the bill, they're labeled by letter, broken up across the executive branches and the judicial branch. They are wrapping that process up this week, so they will begin having the House debate, I would imagine, early next week on House Bill 2. It has, so just for folks to remember the process, there are first subcommittees of each one of the Section A has a subcommittee, B through J, I think it is now, D, E, anyway, broken up. They do their work. Then it goes to the full appropriations committee, which is where it is right now. They hear basically from the chair of each of those sections, and then departments come in and might ask for things to be added back in that were taken out. That's the process they're in right now. And then that will be the bulk of their lift next week is to get House Bill 2 because it's the main revenue bill. And so if it doesn't move between the two houses, we don't have a state budget, which is, as I am often reminded, the one constitutional thing they are absolutely required to do is pass a budget when they meet in legislative session. So, and then once it gets through from the House over to the Senate, we'll start that process all over again, although it will only be Senate financing claims before it goes to the Senate floor. But we are nearing the end in the last 31-ish days of the legislative session, so there's roughly a month left. And so they're at the point now where the meat of their work is going to be these revenue bills as they finish out the general bills that have already passed between the houses.
Thank you.
Yeah, those are the two for today.
Well, I guess that's it. Unless events, oh, sorry. Yeah.
I just need you guys to sign this.
Oh.
There, we're just getting prepared for May for when we go to her last meeting.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Okay, have a great day, everyone.